Welcome to what might be the greatest 20 versus 1 ever.
Vice, right? Because you know you're a real nigga, ain't you? Are you?
To the left.
I paid for the fucking funeral as soon as it happened just because.
You ain't know why the f you here. You ain't look up nothing. Bye.
You don't know what.
If I ever send you a pic, you gonna watch it.
But I'm saying
typical attack on a black man,
making
a
it racial.
black man.
You can tell you're losing.
And then look, I'm not stingy.
I think I just broke my no porn rule. Cause what the fuck was that?
Yeah, you can feel it, baby. You feel it.
That shit weird.
Hey, you said what? You said what?
That shit weird.
Okay guys, today's episode will be on 20 versus 1. Is it destroying society? Hip-hop culture in general has become a parody of itself. However, before we get into that, I'm gonna need you guys to like, comment, share, subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button. My next milestone for the channel is to hit 1,000 subscribers. Really and truly, I'd prefer 1 million. However, baby steps, they tell me. So, if you watch this, hit the subscribe button, even if you watch it for 30 seconds. If it's long enough to be a view, it's long enough to be a subscription. So please do that for me. Also, if you check out some of my videos, if even half the people are subscribed, I'd be higher up. I'm on about 160 as of recording, 160 subscribers. So let's get up. I'm gonna need you guys to grow this channel. Without you, it'd be nothing. So please help a brother out. Without further ado, let's get into the episode. As you can tell from that montage and those clips, we are talking about 20 versus 1, the wild shit that's going on, hypersexualization. However, some people that watch my videos, I know they may or not be fully familiar with the 20 versus 1 concept. The history of it is kind of hard to date back. It has its origins with the Foot Asylum and the dates that they did there, with Philly and Chunks. Also, Harry Pinero and Conan were involved. It's hard to date exactly where the concept of the 20 versus 1 started. However, it's clear to see that the Sidemen took it to exponential levels. I mean, it got numbers that rivals and is probably beyond any TV show that's syndicated on TV. It has huge numbers and it had a huge cultural zeitgeist. And because of that, it spawned many imitations. I'm used to imitations, so I can relate to that.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
Couldn't help myself. But yeah, it's spawned many imitations, and some of those imitations that are more American than Sidemen, which is more British, will be where the object of my focus will be at. And just on the Sidemen, what do I think about their content? What do I think about their 20 versus 1? I think it's a load of fucking trash, and I think it's a...
Oh, just kidding. Just kidding.
No, I'm just playing. I'm completely playing. The Sidemen's content generally is quite charming at times, although I'm not a big fan of KSI. I find him too goofy. I find him a court jester, if I'm being honest, and I find him corny as hell. However, KSI, the Sidemen in general, their 20 versus 1s are quite charming. I quite like the interaction, and the one with young Philly, the date where they had the punching gloves.
From you punching me in my belly, I'll know whether I'm gonna let you punch in my face. Okay, wait.
I work out, you know.
Yeah, I'm not doubting you. Look at you, the quads, everything, hamstrings are nice. You're good. Go on.
Ah! In the face.
Okay, one more.
Say punch me in my face, baby.
Ah! Okay.
Say punch me in my face, baby.
Did that actually hurt?
Yeah, it did.
Did it?
All right, cool. So now throw jabs at me, but I'm just gonna dodge them. So try hit my face, yeah? Wait. This is scary. How do these man box? KSI? Hats off to you, my G. And Kenny, big up Kenny.
Oh, she's up.
No, but look, you're going hooks. I just want jabs. I want end zones. I want straight, yeah? Yeah. Got me in the eye. Oh my God.
I held back a bit because I felt I touched you.
I'm gonna give her 1 punch.
Oh,
should I give her 1 free punch?
Yes.
I'm not sure I want to see it.
Oh, this could be bad. No, she's gonna hold back. She's hold back, right?
But like side on.
Imagine if I missed.
And then hit my eye or something and I got a black eye gone.
That was illegal.
I said punching gloves, I mean the boxing gloves, but it was funny. Philly was quite funny at times, although at times it could be a little awkward, a little bit staged with Speedy.
You mind if I sniff you?
Sure.
Bro.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. I don't know what Speedy was up to there, but I get Speedy, that's kind of Speedy at the same time. So at times it does fall into some of the worst tropes that the American counterparts do with the oversexualization. Again, KSI sometimes I think was baiting into content too much. However, for the most part, the sidemen won't be the object of my focus and analysis today. They were quite funny overall, although they are the biggest, and it does have some problems with it being a bit stagey. I found it fine. The only real criticism I had would be with some of the guests. I feel like they could have done more to promote themselves, more to get themselves over with the audience that is watching. That's again, like I said, with the Young Philly one, that was about 40 million people. Speedy's one was again in the high 40 millions, I believe. So I think it was 50 million in fact. However, so many people are watching. I wish some of the women that were on there would do more to promote what they're doing, their brand, and just give us a bit of you. So if any of us like you or seem like you seem charming, we could find you online somewhere. And it's something the Americans did a lot better, I found anyway. And like I said, it was quite enjoyable and for the most part quite charming. However, the American counterparts, the Americans is where it is at, guys. The Americans, you would find theirs was when it engaged in the worst tropes, the hypersexualization, the oversexualization of black men, the oversexualization of black men. Sometimes portraying black men as dumb in the case of AB, sometimes in the case of the baby, just nonchalant and non-caring. It was actually quite a boring episode. And in J Herbo's case, well, yeah, damn right, just aggressive and borderline. I wouldn't have even put that content out there, but you know, that's just me. But like I said, let's get into it properly. An analysis video is never ever complete without truly being a compliment sandwich. So let's start with the good. Boosie's episode.
I'm good. So my name Ayana.
Ayana?
I am, yeah, Ayana.
I had one of you before.
You didn't have me, baby.
Oh, okay.
I'm different. Don't hold me to them bitches. You hear me?
Okay.
Cause you're a real nigga and I'm a real ass bitch. So.
Okay.
Right. So I'm a junior. I'm a computer science major. But honestly though, I ain't gonna lie. I need some real ass advice, right? Cause you know you're a real nigga, ain't you? Are you?
To the left.
Wait, hold on. No, I'm dead ass.
No, I'm dead ass. She asking, am I a real nigga? If you know Boosie, you should already know I'm a real nigga.
No, I know that. Like, I want you to say that. Some motherfuckers know that. But listen,
I don't have to say that. I've proven that.
Yeah, you have. But listen, I need some real ass advice, though. So listen, some bitch stole my purse last night, right? So I'm like, should I get that shit back in blood?
Can you handle jail?
I can't lie. No, I can't. I'm too pretty.
Well, you don't need to get it in blood, baby.
You
if
sure?
you can't handle prison, you don't need to get it in blood.
You right.
Because if you go to prison, you're not going to be able to handle it. They're going to be taking your stove.
Right.
Sucking on your pussy.
Oh, they do
good
that?
God.
Yes. You're going to have bitches with braids like Queen Latifah on setting it off.
It was amazing. I found Boosie funny. I found Boosie charming. I found at times Boosie would drop little nuggets. I loved when Boosie was talking to the bigger lady.
I'm trying to be a wife one day, right?
Right.
How do you choose between a woman that you want to take serious and a woman you just kind of want to have fun with, you know, just for a good time?
It's what she presents. A woman who respects herself.
Right.
A woman who's not looking for all these other niggas' eyes.
Okay. Submissive.
Yeah, a submissive woman.
Okay.
A woman who was raised with a marriage background.
Family oriented. My parents been married for 28 years.
Yes, family orientated.
Yes, and I want the same thing.
You know, most women who didn't have that won't be good wives.
Say it again. Say it one more time.
Most women who didn't have that won't be good wives.
And they won't. They won't. If they didn't have that background, they don't know nothing about it.
And they won't stick around long. Those the ones who will leave you the first time you cheat. Because they daddy left their mama the first time she cheated. The woman who gonna stick around, I like the woman who go through one nigga for 3-4 years. That's what I like.
Say it.
Who go back and get a heart broke. Them the strong women.
and where he would say to her about you can never date someone seriously whose parents have never been married because they will never be married. Although at times Boosie was joking around with, you know, I like a woman that gets cheated on a lot and stays. There's some truth to that. And even if you disagree, leave in the comments if you disagree, whether you believe a woman whose parents never got married can be married herself because she's not used to it. It's a conversation, it's a debate, it's what great dates are about, having conversation, getting to know each other. And through those short interactions with Boosie, you could tell they got to know each other, they got a little better understanding. We got a better understanding of them. Secondly to that, you could tell all the women that were talking and going up to Boosie, they would laugh, they would giggle, they were shy, they were excited to meet Boosie. I know Boosie Badass, my guy from Louisiana, he has a legendary status, he has OG status, so that might be a part of it. But I think a large part of it is to do with the fact that Boosie himself, he just had charisma, he had charm, and he had real presence, and he was so comfortable in the scene. And again, you know, to continue this compliment sandwich, NLE Chopper, who I've never really loved his music, I never really loved too much of his content, he was amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What's your name, man?
Risha.
Risha? Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that. You know my name?
Yeah.
What's my real name?
I don't know your real name, but I see NLE Chopper for sure.
Tyson.
Next, like,
my name Bryce.
Bryson?
Yeah, when people hear that shit, they look at me a different way.
I like that about you.
Yeah, it's like kind of sweet, right?
Yeah.
I like it her. Who did it? Eric and Tay?
Me.
Jonathan? Oh shit, you like that now? You do other people hurt?
I did everything.
That's what you do for a living?
No, I don't. I'm a singer-songwriter.
Singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Let me hear some. Yes, ma'am. On the spot. Yes, ma'am.
Which one are you?
I want to hear you sing Dangerously in Love by Beyonce.
Okay. Baby, I love you. You are my life.
Ooh.
And you always work and bleed unless you were by my side.
Yeah.
Know my relation, connections to the sun.
Yeah.
You next to me, there's no darkness I can't overcome.
Now say this. Now sing the Dangerously in Love. Just skip to that part real fast. I gotta hear that. That I am in love with you. You said
I am in love with you. You set me free. I can't do this thing my life without you here with me.
'Cause I'm
dangerously in love with you.
Yeah.
I never leave.
Take us home.
Just keep loving me.
In the name of the Lord. Yeah. I fuck with you. I fuck with you, Risa.
Yeah.
We're gonna give her a yes because
as you can see, at times he was goofy, at times he was funny, calm, relaxed, so comfortable on the screen. He never, to me, appeared to be awkward or stiff. And it was just a pleasurable experience watching NLE Chopper's content and his 20 versus 1. And again, both of them, but Boosie more so, engaged in a little over-sexualization, at times coming across as the guys, I'll be honest, damn right thirsty. But you kind of forgive it with theirs because it was what you call fun and good content. However, this video wouldn't exist if I was just complimenting Boosie and NLE Chopper. It would not exist.
What's going on YouTube, y'all? We got 20 women versus Swerve. All right, bro, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. You got a pink hat, you can stay, man. You ready to do some crazy.
Okay, so good.
What's your name?
Nee.
Nee?
Yeah.
You can stay Nee.
Okay.
And you be short. Like, man, you ready to do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
You crazy a little bit.
Yeah.
You tough, ain't you?
Just a little
You brave. You got little woman syndrome.
Oh, no, not a little bit. Hi again.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? I like your fit.
You asking me questions. What the fuck's up?
Okay. Well, tell you what. So look, where you from?
Chicago. You know where the fuck I'm from.
How I was supposed to know that?
Man, you know where I'm from. How you ain't know? Why the fuck you here? The fuck you ain't look up nothing? Bye. How the fuck you don't know where I'm from? You talking to me? Get the fuck on.
Get the fuck
Bye.
on. I don't care. You can get the fuck on. I don't know. How the hell I'm supposed to know where the fuck you from? Don't nobody know about you. Ain't nobody just finna look shit up. You nigga, light skin ass, light skin. You look like mulatto with your light skin ass. Why your hairline so far?
Nothing. One more, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so ladies, lead the line if y'all feel like y'all don't want to like all go with him.
No, yeah, go. Everybody leave. Everybody go. Everybody gotta go.
You said what?
Go. Everybody go.
So you gonna stay? Okay. All right. How you feeling? You staying too?
at first, but now that you feeling me, I'ma stay.
Yeah.
Okay. How you feeling?
Yeah, my name G Herbo. I like ratchet bitches.
So look, her.
Everybody gotta leave.
You got 3? Oh, you want to make
dangerous.
young?
No, everybody get the fuck away from me. It's dangerous. No, fuck with y'all. I ain't gonna lie, this shit so hard.
Is you taking them or how you? What's going on? They gotta leave or?
Yeah, everybody gotta get away from me.
Mr. Herbo, G Herbo. I mean, the last 2 times I've seen G Herbo on YouTube regarding the content that I'm producing, he was G-checking Funny Marco, or trying to G-check Funny Marco. I don't know what was going on there. And then that, where he was clearly acting like a petulant child because one woman walked off. Also on top of that, he was burst the whole time. He was drunk the whole time. The whole time he was a mess, he was sloppy, engaging in some of the worst stereotypes about black people, coming across as ignorant, coming across as rude, coming across as unaware of his social surroundings of what is going on. And generally, I think people watched it for the fact that it was a car crash, but that was not good content. It's not a good representation of hip-hop culture. It's not a good representation of G Herbo. It's not a good representation of black community at large. But if it was just G Herbo, you'd think I'd be making this video. Do you? Do you? Do you?
In today's video, man, we got 20 women versus
AB.
AB in this.
Hello.
How you doing?
What's up? What's up?
Where you from?
Bompton.
Bompton.
How many felonies you got?
2, 1 pending.
Oh, you a gangster?
I mean, I'm just what I am.
What you did?
I shot at a nigga. It was self-defense though.
Oh, you a crazy one, huh? How many tattoos you got?
68 and counting. I don't know, maybe more.
You smoke Marlboros or you smoke
I don't smoke
Newport?
nothing, weed or none of that.
You just crazy?
Yeah, brazy. You fucking with her or not?
Yeah, I like her cause she crazy. Yeah.
You got any more questions? Cause I could answer them.
You a freak or something? Like you got friends you could bring?
I mean, I could show you better than I could tell you. I ain't.
Yeah, her.
I ain't no snitch. I ain't talking about nothing on camera.
Yeah, I like her. My name AB. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you, Daddy. You ever had a real freak?
You look freaky too.
You ever had an OnlyFans girlfriend?
Nah, you look like my only fan.
You want to make some movies with me?
I missed the 360. I'm not gonna lie.
But she got the parentheses.
What you think?
For sure.
He said for sure.
Yeah, she got the wagon.
Antonio Brown, one of my friends to this day, he's a big NFL fan. He plays in the NFL. Go check him out. He's amazing. He defends Antonio Brown so much. And I'm like, yo, give it a rest. Give it a rest. Antonio Brown, I get it. You can't have CTE as a living person. You can't have CTE, but he must have some brain trauma there. Honestly, if any of you go and watch Antonio Brown's 20 versus 1, it's one of the actually poorer performing view ones. Actually, what do I get? But it's one of the poorer performing ones. And you can kind of tell why. Antonio was uncharismatic, which is unusual for him. The way he speaks, he genuinely needs his own dictionary. And yeah.
Nice cat
Nice
woman.
to meet you.
Where you from?
I'm from Miami. A white girl from Miami.
Nice.
AB.
Can you believe a white girl from Miami?
Those real buns or that center buns?
It's all real, baby.
Yeah, for sure, her.
I'm from Miami.
What school you go to?
I go to FIU.
Oh, that's not you smart. What you study?
Communications. I want to go into broadcasting, like media.
Oh, I love it. You got an Instagram?
Yeah, it's IamKHAMIA_.
If I ever send you a D pic, you gonna watch it? For real?
It depends on what you're working with. No, I gotta see the material.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. Yeah, I like you.
Okay.
That's got no game, no riz. And I think for the women that are involved in it, they sold themselves very short. They sold themselves as just this submissive, just craving sex objects, and it can be very detrimental to be viewed as that and to portray yourself as that. And I understand that some of them may be OnlyFans models and want to be getting their OnlyFans over with the audience so that they can subscribe and they can get money from it. But however, man, there's subtlety. There's an art to subtlety. The art of seduction requires an element of subtlety, requires an element of imagination, and I think none of them engaged in that, especially in the Antonio Brown one. That one was bad. Antonio just came across as so thirsty, boring, and uncharismatic. And on top of that, why are you asking to send a dick pic to a stranger? You are weird, bro. That's weird. That's no game.
Game, recognized game, and you looking kinda unfamiliar right now.
I know I've spoke about the black community and being over-sexualized, but you probably can tell from some of these montages and some of these clips that are here that it's not only black women. But this is the problem with our community. Because we are viewed at the lower end, if not the bottom, we can debate and argue if you view it as that. Black women get the brunt of the criticism, despite, for the most part, and I did a lot of research into this, and about 50% of the time, I would even go as far as to say 60% of the time, it wasn't the black women. However, it's the black women that are used in the montages, it's the black women that are promoted and go viral online, and as you can tell from that clip, it was the black woman that went the furthest. But it wasn't the majority of the time them, and that's the problem. Optics. We're already viewed as hypersexualized. We're already viewed as people who are mostly only good for our sexual and reproductive nature. So anytime we engage or are around something like that, we, and black women in particular in that instance, face the brunt of the criticism. And it's such a shame. It's a damn shame, in fact. By the way, if you heard that sound in the background, I really do apologize. It was my fan, or my heater. Sorry about that. We'll try and work through it though. Anyway, over-sexualization, it has its links in slavery. As you can see from the article on screen, this article discusses over-sexualization, its links to slavery, and the article on screen discusses that its links to slavery are in particularly rooted in the slave master's control of the black woman's reproductive rights. The article also goes on further to discuss hip-hop culture, hip-hop music at large, and its connection to black masculinity, and its depiction doesn't just make vulnerable black women, but it makes black men vulnerable too. And the reason I put that article up there is because so often when you talk about over-sexualization, the focus and the guile of the criticism is with black women. However, black men also are criticized, and the problem and the troubles that arise from over-sexualization of black women is that they are in large part going to experience higher degrees of anxiety in public spaces about their body and how they're viewed and how they're judged, and their safety and their perception of safety in certain public spaces will be at a higher rate than their white and other counterparts. And alongside that with black boys is as well, if you've watched for Black Boys, it's a British play where they discuss different aspects of black manhood. One of the black boys had connected a lot of his self-worth to the sexual conquests that he had. However, deep inside, he felt like he wasn't worthy of love, which was linked to low self-esteem. He had suffered from depression. He felt unworthy, because when you connect your worth to your sexual escapades and your physical prowess and your physical looks, you will be left very hollow, very low, and experiencing depression, anxiety, and a lot of troubling feelings. And also that objectification will lead you to be treated as an object. And when you're treated as an object, how do we treat objects? Ultimately quite disposably. And when you objectify yourself and feel and are put in a lens where you are an object and we can dispose of, could be, in the case of women, face and be treated with high maltreatment and physical and emotional abuse. And in the case of men, violence against them, lack of empathy for pain and suffering that they go through too. So we have to be very careful of the over-sexualization and the over-sexualization of our community as at large. That article also went on further to discuss where they did a research study on people who watched and engaged in hip-hop culture, specifically hip-hop music. And the results of that research study indicated that white women who watched and engaged in hip-hop music tended to view black women as hypersexual, and also Latino and Asian women who watched hip-hop musical videos also views black women as more sexualized than their white and Asian and Latino counterparts. And when you couple that with the videos and the clips that you've seen so far, the clips that you've seen in the montage, we can understand why I'm so concerned about how we're being over-sexualized and how that can lead to detrimental things as well.
What is it? I could pull out.
I mean, what you want me to do? Get out there! I mean, come on, baby. Get out there! I'm with you. We trying to make this money together. You say you got 3, we need to make it together. Come on, we need to make this money. You need somebody to make this money, baby. Come on. I'm just saying. Gucci, I'm for real.
Okay, all right.
I already know what's up.
No,
I'm not playing with you.
Okay, all right.
I'm on that business aspect. And look, I got real coochie. I got real 2 and 1. This is me. I was born a female.
So
all
you ain't
that.
wear no panties, none of that.
It ain't even hanging. I get wax. I do all that. And like, and then look, I'm not stingy.
Oh, so yeah. Nasty.
I'm coming with you. We gonna take all, even if it's 19 versus 2, I'm on that.
I placed that video there. I've had to heavily edit it for YouTube. If you want the unedited version, I will post it on my Twitter, which you can find in the YouTube description. So go follow all my social medias. They're in the YouTube description. Let's get me up. You can see my more up-to-date opinions on things. You can see when and where I am with these videos and when they're released. If I'll be releasing 2 in a week, if I'll be releasing 1 in a week, if I'm taking that week off. Haven't taken a week off yet, though. Should, innit? But anyway, you can get my up-to-date opinions of things. However, I had to redact that one because that video is classed as a softcore porn. I don't know what the hell is going on there.
Damn! Don't playing around here.
And I'm gonna start with this now because I've been very critical of the black women, but let's be fucking accountable. That guy there came across as thirsty, uncontrollable, and damn right corny and clownish. He's a jester to me, he's a joke.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
And the reason I say that is and men should know this, especially men who look at themselves and dictate their worth very much by how many women they get. Sometimes you're judged by the nose, sometimes you're judged by your restraint. And the way he behaved there was very classless. And he himself hypersexualized himself. And he comes across as someone with very low vibration and very low energy. And he's not someone who you would ever view as high value. He just looked thirsty. He just looked thirsty, sticking your fingers down her throat. Like, bro, you should have told her to stop as soon as she did all that. Say, save that off for the camera. And if she's pushing it on you, you should have continued and say, you really want it, let's go off camera right now. You call people on their own bluff, but don't do that on camera. That just looks crassest. And on to that girl. I'd rather this be said about her.
And ladies, I'm not gonna hold y'all. At this point, it's given tacky and it's given classless. I think I speak for pretty much everybody when I say we're tired of seeing it. It's played out. There is no reason why we should log onto social media and at the top part where it says stories, there's nothing but a bunch of naked women, half naked women, thongs, panties, short shorts, twerking and showing their ass. For what? What is y'all doing this for? Likes? Attention? Validation? If I'm not mistaken, y'all just did this a few months ago. Y'all had a whole challenge where y'all called it the ceiling challenge, where y'all was taping y'all phones to the ceiling and y'all was twerking upside down. We done seen y'all ass from every single angle possible. We get it. Then y'all say, oh, it's just the internet. It's not a real place. This is a real place. Y'all don't care how y'all perceive yourselves. Y'all don't care that what y'all look like. You know what this looks like? It looks classless and it looks tacky as hell. Most of y'all are moms. Y'all don't care what y'all kids think. Y'all don't care what y'all kids might look like. Y'all don't care about y'all image to them. I'm not saying you gotta be a nun, baby. I show skin. I'm not a nun. I still have fun with my girls. I still be outside. I do all of that. But it's never been about what you do. It's how you do it. Men used to have to go to a strip club to see stuff like this, to fantasize about stuff like this, to desire women to move in certain ways like this. But now all they got to do, the whole world is a stage at this point. All they got to do is log on to social media and it's a million girls shaking their ass, doing all type of stuff, trying to outdo each other. Because who y'all doing it for? Oh, we ain't doing this for the man. Who you doing it for then? Y'all got to stop and think, man. Because it's not giving what y'all think is giving. It's giving very low quality. No man of high quality, the man that y'all desire, the man that y'all swear y'all want, I promise you, he gonna treat you nothing like what you want to be treated like, because no man wants to see a woman up there or a woman up there that he looking at to pursue in a serious way, shaking her ass 24/7 on the internet like that. It's not that deep, man. I don't know if y'all lacking some type of self-esteem or what, man. But y'all gonna have to pull back and reevaluate.
The reason I placed that video there is I think sometimes it's better to hear it from a woman, and I don't have any guests on this show, so I thought I'd put that clip there. Secondly, that clip was more to do with the Meg Thee Stallion challenge, I understand, but I think it applies. And I think it rings heavy bells. Secondly, she definitely is suffering from low self-esteem. When you look at yourself as just the physical attributes that you require and not the person that you are, bruh. And the way she sold herself, I mean, again, it could be promotion for her OnlyFans, perhaps.
You say you got 3, we need to make it together. Come on, we need to make this money.
I mean, what's that gonna do? You're gonna get a flurry of subscribers, a flurry of people watching. When that runs down, you may have to become more and more extreme in what you do to gain their attention and gain subscribers. What's your plan after OnlyFans? Because I know that can't be a 10-year plan. And I'm not judging anyone who engages in sex work. You got to do what you got to do, but you got to have a plan after it too. And that's the thing about these moments. Have a plan after it. I don't see any point of you coming in here and just promoting your OnlyFans. Discuss your plans after that. If that's whether having a business, whether that's building home, discuss that. Open your mind to it. You got to think ahead. OnlyFans is great for a few years, but that feeling and emotion can run out real quick. And that's why I placed that video there, because sometimes we need a hard G-check, and she's particularly focusing on black women, and black women do need to be, unfortunately, more careful than any other of their counterparts, because they're judged by a harsher lens due to the historical background in which they come from, where their bodies were controlled by the slave master due to the slave master owning them and controlling their reproductive rights. And also something missed out of that article I mentioned earlier is that the slave owner would often engage in raping the black women, and on top of raping the black women, sometimes they would give birth to a child, and that child could end up causing resentment and abuse from the slave master, or a resentment and abuse from the white wife that was cheated on by their husband with the slave master. So this historical lineage of oversexualization of the black women has deep ties, and I wish whatever you're doing, whether it's sex work, whether it's OnlyFans, whether it's stripping, just have an awareness of that context. And when you're presenting yourself on these bigger platforms where you're going to have millions of eyes on you, be aware of that. Maybe even want to sell the work that you're doing, but also have a plan ahead so that you don't have to do that forever and abuse and use your body forever, because it will run out. That kind of money it runs quick and runs low. So have a plan about the next step going forward. I really wish. That's why I always say in my videos, whether it's the one about UK battles or BBL, hold yourself in a higher light. And to that guy, you're a clown. And the same goes for whether it's G Herbo, The Baby, AB, whoever you want to name in those videos about how they behaved. We have to hold ourselves to accountability as well as an audience, and not engage and watch. I know sometimes watching a train crash is like, whoa, you can't keep your eyes off it. However, we have to sometimes understand that we are viewed in a worse light. And I don't want to, at times, demonize the women too much, because I have gone on a little soliloquy. The content creators are just as much to hold accountability, because sometimes they will say, can you do a 360? I mean, if you've got a bundas, right, and it's on screen, a back, or ass, whatever you want to call it, if you've got that on screen, it's quite obvious. I mean, some of those clips, we could tell. Let us wonder, let us mind ponder, let us imagine what it fully looks like. Half the time you're blurring it anyway, so you're just making it look worse. There's no point. And then even sometimes for them to do the 360 and then twerk on the guy, like, god damn, it's softcore porn. We don't need to be engaged in that. The visual of someone there with a bundas like that, seeing it there, was enough. We could have imagined the rest. It's like no one even wants to take the second and to imagine what it could look like when it's pretty clear. And now you just got to overtly show it, and it's a shame. It cheapens what we are, it cheapens us as a community, and it cheapens the content. Although it may ring big numbers, how long can you keep up with that kind of concept? And how extreme do you have to keep going to further engage your crowd? Because after a while, that dopamine that they were getting from it ain't hitting the same, and they need a higher and higher high. So think about that when you engage in that kind of content. And that led me to this.
Your real teeth, they too white. Is just them veneer teeth?
Yep, sure is.
No.
All I said was hi.
Bye. No.
Broke ass.
I can't lift you up in the bedroom.
You can't lift me up. Oh, you don't like thick women.
Can you pick me up? I got one more question real quick. How do you feel about Shamar?
Who is that?
It's like this little sensation guy.
I don't even know who that is.
Hey, Shamar.
Oh, what the f? Oh, interview over? Huh? I told you don't bring.
And now it's over.
What going on? I thought you said 20 women. You couldn't get 20 women. Interview over? Interview over? Not bad. How you mean? Man, y'all gonna have me get fashion. Y'all gonna have me get fashion. Say, where my ride at? Let's go. I'm gonna go get fashion. Y'all gonna go get fashion. Man, I don't want nothing to do with no. What's going on?
Yeah, Charleston White, who looks like he's been literally ripped out of a Boondocks cartoon. I mean, I know I was saying that earlier, we've become a parody of ourselves, but goddamn, Charleston White seems like a parody of Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, Africa ain't built no ship and came back over here and rescued one nigga since we left from Africa. Yeah, and Africans don't like us. Yeah, nigga, Africans don't fuck with us, they don't like us, and they stink. Yeah, and they some stinky people. Yeah, niggas, fuck Africa.
So the parodied has become the parier. And if you're wondering if it's a word, yes it is now. But like I said, Charleston White, he's literally ripped out of a Boondocks cartoon. Secondly, what he had to deal with that day, despite me not liking Charleston White and his opinions on black boys, was outrageous. It was unprofessional, and that content creator, he is a clown of the high. He's not even a court jester, he's just a fool. And he's lucky Charleston White handled it the way he handled it, because some people, let me tell you this now, boy.
Because they would be fisticuffs. They out there talking.
If you're watching, probably not. They would have robbed your camera, and it couldn't have been me. You would have got on stage, and I would have said repeatedly, can you make sure it's women and you bring a man out there? I'm telling you, boy, you might have had to hold a lick. You might have had to hold a lick that day. Period, point blank. We don't play those games. He said several times. And I've looked on his channel, I don't know if he's not made many videos since then. And engaging in this clout chasing content, again, cheap, low vibration. How high are your sponsors gonna be? How many people are gonna wanna work with you after that? And that's the problem. And this is why I say, as a community, we've got to start to hold ourselves to a higher light and a better demand. See, Sidemen, their content, with a little controversy, was generally harmless, generally. And then what happens is the copycats get worse and worse and worse and worse. And we need to do more to not engage in those copycats, because they're not doing it better at all. That is bullshit what Charleston White went through.
Send me the rest of my back end so I can leave, my nigga.
Shit, I ain't got shit for you.
Who got it for
You don't finish what you gotta do.
Shit, that team good for right now. Let's go, y'all. We go. I ain't finna do nothing, no my nigga. Y'all crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, go ahead on there. Nigga.
It's viral on my mama. See it viral on my mama.
And him celebrating it, him trying to defend it. Man, I'm just glad Charleston White handled it the way he handled it, because that could not have been me, not in your life, boy. I think the thing that disappointed me the most about that clip as well is the homosexuality to it, the homophobia to it as well, is that it's very easy to get a viral moment, a trending moment from a black person, especially a black male, regarding homosexuality and their views on it. But people forget that there's a heavy link with homosexuality and the black community's relationship. And it starts with something Dr. Umar said.
For the masculine, there is for the feminine. So from an African perspective, and you will find this perspective very, very prevalent throughout the continent of Africa. Most of us as African people are not pro-homosexual. You don't find any evidence of any African civilization, traditionally speaking, where homosexuality was allowed, considered normal, or openly practiced. We cannot prove that no one was ever not gay, but we can prove that no African society ever legitimized the behavior as something that was to be accepted and practiced openly.
And what Dr. Umar said is very poignant, is that the fact that homosexuality is not something that is typically and was prevalent at all, in fact, in the African community prior to the enslavement and the slave trade. On top of that, this article describes it as well, that black masculinity has constantly been emasculated in a white man's world and displaces a lot of black boys, and black men, So they perform a very idealized form of masculinity, and to engage in anything, to even seem accepting of anything homosexual or gay or something of that nature, is a threat to the masculinity. That's an important factor to understand about black masculinity and its relationship with homosexuality. And on top of that, again, hate to go there, we're back to the whole slave trade.
The slave traders harassed women and young girls while gauging their capacity to procreate, playing and touching any part of their body. Men and boys were also sexually assaulted in the crotch and anus.
Some of the homophobia has its relationship with inherited trauma from the slave master, and white slave masters particularly, who would rape and abuse black men's bodies, whether that's mandingo fighting, whether that is raping them straight up. So that relationship that they have with homosexuality has its heavy links to trauma and abuse from slave trade and black men's positioning in society as well. Hence why you have those reactions from Charleston White. I'm not defending it, I'm not trying to enable it, just trying to add an extra wrinkle and understanding as to why we may respond the way in which we respond. And it's a shame, even if you want to get a viral moment, why don't you use a viral moment as also a teaching moment? Why not think a step or two ahead? Because what you're trying to live for, just those kind of viral moments. Like I said, how many people are going to come on that guy's show? He's a clown, he's a sucker. If it was me, I swear to God. I swear to God. And this leads to a very important aspect of this video, and it's probably where it starts to offshoot a little bit. And it's the depiction of black boys and black men in the larger space in the entertainment world, in hip-hop culture. And it led me to one of the people who portray black men the worst, in my opinion. Adam motherfucking 22. Adam 22. Now, before I play you this clip, I have to give you some context of who Adam 22 is. Adam 22 is an online content creator / porn star. His wife is Lana, who they together have a podcast called Plug Talk, where they interview different guests and have to have sex with them. I've never watched an episode of Plug Talk, but I know that because my friend Miran is a porn addict and he watches all of it. So Adam 22 has a network called No Jumper. It's one of the biggest hip hop podcast networks out there. He has a show with Wack 100. Wack 100 is a former rapper and music manager. He manages the likes of Blueface, Ray J, The Game, 6ix9ine. They have a show together. They're discussing NBA Youngboy, who's a rapper from Louisiana, who was once involved in street crime and violence, has somewhat, hopefully, changed his life around. Allegedly, this is all alleged. There was a documentary by Traplaw Ross, who does documentaries on hip hop culture and street violence and street crime and street gangs and their relationship with some artists. He's done a documentary on NBA Youngboy. I hope it's all making sense now. Adam and Wack 100 are talking about this. Here's the clip.
This NBA Youngboy 6-hour documentary is really taking its toll on my mental health. I feel like I might be actually ready to join
6-hour documentary?
4K Trey. It's this really cool gang. I'm thinking about getting down.
Slow down.
Okay.
What is that?
As far as I understand, NBA Youngboy started his own blood set out of Baton Rouge called 4K Trey. Now, we don't exactly know what that stands for. They're saying it might be 4 Cantrell, which is his name, or something along those lines. But either way, they wear green bandanas.
Well, who told you this?
Well, it's within the 6-hour documentary.
But I'm saying, NBA telling you this?
He didn't tell me. It's in all his music.
So 4K Trey can mean something else, not a gang.
No, that's pretty much the gang.
Whoever came up here and told you that NBA Youngboy invented a gang.
Nobody had to come here and tell me. It's in the music, and it's in the documentary.
No, listen. You don't know what 4K Trey means.
You're right that I don't know exactly what it means because apparently they're very protective about the exact meaning.
Okay, so if you don't know what 4K Trey means, how are you labeling it a gang? Do you know what a gang is, right?
I mean, if you're fully immersed in the Youngboy lore, which I think after the 6-hour documentary I really am.
Do you know what a gang is?
Yes.
Define gang.
A group of individuals who come together to commit criminal acts.
No.
Yes.
A gang is a group of people that represent the same cause. How do you know 4K Trey wasn't a movement that was used for the marketing of his music? Why does it have to be a gang?
That almost certainly is part of it.
No, that's what it is.
Within the songs, he declares that this is his blood set. His mama's slime, his daddy's slime, everybody's slime. As I'm sure you know, slime is blood slang.
I don't know.
But they rock the green bandana.
NBA is the artist. 4K Trey is the movement. It's marketing.
It's the gang. It's a criminal gang, in fact.
No, it's not a criminal gang.
And 12 people lost their lives. That's what I've learned from this documentary.
Allegedly.
A lot. Well,
Allegedly.
they're dead. We just don't know why exactly. But for the most, the difference between what I'm saying and what
attack on a black man,
making
a
it racial,
black man.
You can tell you're losing. So
right?
you're making it about race.
No, this is real.
I just want to say this first and foremost. Fuck Adam. I think Adam is a culture vulture. Trap Lil Ross to a much less degree. I think, in fact, he's just a victim of his audience. However, I've got to say this. I'm not going to put a clip of the Trap Lil Ross documentary, but if you have watched it, please give a description down below, inform people of it, let people know about the Trap Lil Ross documentary. If you want to look into it, it's the Trap, just type in Trap Lil Ross, NBA Youngboy. It's a 6-hour documentary. I wasn't going to download it because that's long. That's fucking long. That's a bitch to edit. But I've got to say this about the documentary. In some ways, he was extremely fair, and he discussed the background that NBA Youngboy had come from, the trials and tribulations that NBA Youngboy has gone through. So I don't want to call him a culture vulture because he encompasses the whole culture. However, I think he bears some responsibility in how he discusses some of his issues, is where he discusses and he links crime that NBA Youngboy does, because he's a rapper, to the music lyrics and the lyrics that he says, and says, well, he spoke about this shooting there, he tweeted about this shooting there, so there must be a connection. And I think sometimes Trap Lil Ross doesn't realize that the mythology and the lore, because that's why it's called lore, around these rappers got a bit of cap to it. That's why it's called mythology. There can be cap in your rap. And I think sometimes Trap Lil Ross forgets that and never does enough, in my opinion, enough of a job to acknowledge that this could be all made up and just a way to score points on ops that have got other ops and they've passed away. I wish he would discuss that more, because you then get Adam treating it like it's the fucking gospel, like it's flipping facts. And I appreciate Whack 100 doing his best and doing well to kind of show that that's not necessarily true. Also saying that this is a gang. What is a gang? What is a gang? Is it an organized movement of criminals? Is it a group of friends? You see, when you look and watch the documentary from Trap Lil Ross, you can see that a lot of this and a lot of what NBA Youngboy promotes is adversary through pain, there's a lot of aggression. There is a lot of aggressive lyrics. I actually deep dived him, and I regret saying what I said at the 3 Shots podcast, which has almost been a year ago.
I know, that's why I said I can say shit to science.
I'll say something else. I'll say something else.
No, the NBA can say he's the greatest.
Oh, you're about to tell us he is?
I don't see it. I don't get it.
Oh, no one can. Oh, I thought you were about to say he is.
No, I
but
don't
some
get it.
people's opinion.
Yeah,
Some people's opinion. They will
Younger
argue that.
generation, apparently, they really fuck with NBA Youngboy.
But who? I don't know young
He
kids
says a
that
lot
listen to him.
of a lot of deep stuff.
It's numbers, isn't it?
But to
Opinions,
me,
bro.
I don't.
Some people think that
do
Juice WRLD is the best.
I don't still think he's amazing. I don't think he's the next best thing. I don't think he's the next Tupac, but he does have. You can see why he's amassed such a cult following. It's probably beyond the cult following. It's a worldwide following at this point. And the lore about him is interesting. However, it's the pain and the adversity through that, and the loneliness and the isolation. I mean, this is a guy, if you see the scars in his head, he got that at a tender age. He got that at a tender age where, and hence why he has a lot of violence in his lyrics. And Adam 22 uses those violences as in his lyrics to justify his belief that he's a gangster. And this has a lot of links with the depiction of black boys and the depiction of black men of just being hyper violent, hyper aggressified, which is again a word now. And he paints that picture, and that's why I call Adam a culture vulture, because he never encompasses the good and the bad of the situation. I'm not trying to remove NBA Youngboy from the realities of what he's chosen to do and the lifestyle that he's chosen. He himself has said he's engaged in robbing, and he's bragged about bootings and shootings that he's been involved in. However, Adam doesn't acknowledge that there can be a lot of cap in the rap. Treats gangs as if he treats the gangs as if there's something that they're actually not in reality, like some mafioso kind of type shit. Ain't like that. See this article on Scream, done by Gregory D. Richardson, the portrayal of black boys, discusses blackness, especially black boys, and how they're portrayed in the media and the emasculation that they go through. They first take the example of black boys and how they're treated in the media through horror films and how they're always killed first. Now think about that when I mentioned earlier about black boys constantly, and black men, constantly being emasculated by society. Think about that when I discuss this next part of the article. This has its heavy links to its portrayal of black men in The Birth of a Nation. Not That Birth of a Nation, That Birth of a Nation. The indoctrination film used by the Confederacy to portray black men as rapists, murderers, foreign invaders who are going to destroy white neighborhoods if slavery was abolished. It was also later used as a KKK propaganda film. Now think about how black men are portrayed in the media. Think about how Adam discussed black men. Think about the kind of the music that is produced and pushed by the mainstream. I understand that they're producing and they hold some accountability by that, and I'll discuss them playing into caricatures. But think about that, and think about how they were portrayed in Birth of a Nation. And think how much has actually changed. Okay, you can't show anyone raping anyone anymore, but when you look at 20 versus 1, you can show them as hypersexualized. When you play their music, you can talk about them, that you push the ones that talk about robbing and thieving the most. Funny, doesn't feel like much has changed. And we've got to be careful about the narrative that we push. We've got to be careful about the caricatures that we play into. Like I said, sometimes I do feel like a lot of these rappers feel like rappers out of a Boondocks TV program. They feel like someone straight riff from there, whether it's Gangsterlicious with P. Diddy and how he's been moving, though he's even more extreme than that, or Thugnificent and how G Herbo was moving, just like some softy. I think where it becomes even more worrying and upsetting for me is when you look at Adam 22's co-hosts, whether it's Sharp, whether it's Brick Baby, they're very quick, and I like them, I love their content in fact, but they're very quick to call out culture vultures. They're very quick to call out people who take advantage of their culture.
But I just kind of find it hard that, motherfuckers that ain't never really like been in street politics or ever like really got outside and seen what's going on to make some of these in-depth documentaries is wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would respect it if like you even been like, yeah, I didn't come from that, but I get out here and I get into the wave with people. Like, I get to see what's going on.
But they've never called out Adam 22, and I guess that's because Adam is their boss. And quite frankly, it's coming to having a theme again. it's coming around to have a theme again, I should say, that the person that's in charge of the narrative or gets away with portraying a certain narrative of black people often is the boss. Who profits the most from black women putting themselves a certain type of way, not just black women, but women putting themselves a certain type of way in the 20 versus 1 and over-sexualizing themselves? The content creator gets paid from it, yeah, but who gets the bulk of that money? YouTube. Who owns YouTube? When you put your content out online on OnlyFans or on Pornhub or whatever, who gets the bulk of that money? Yeah, and OnlyFans, you retain some more control, but who gets the bulk? And when I talk about the links with the slave master controlling the black woman's body, and they put themselves out on these platforms to receive some sort of compensation for it, who gets the bulk of their money? It's like we're being pimped out all again. I mean, there's this whole ongoing debate about what's going on with Drake and his beefs with different people, but who gets the bulk of the music artist's sales of portraying these lifestyles? If you're minus Drake, it's the music labels. And who are they owned by? That's why I say I'm not trying to bore people. I'm not trying to be overly conscious. I said I love Boosie's video. I love some ignorant shit. But sometimes we have to be a bit aware of the platform and where we are putting out this ignorant shit. Yes, that content creator is being paid, but who's really being pimped out? And when you look at the image that's being portrayed and how some of these research surveys show that it has a detrimental effect on how we are viewed, I would hope that we would change how we navigate and steer that conversation. And I just want to say this on Adam, fuck Adam, but I also understand that Adam, in a sense, he's coming from a place where he built his career online and it's very much a viral moment. So he's not someone that takes a second thought to think about the things that he said. He's someone that, if you look at the controversy with his wife, he's someone that constantly needs a certain level of validation, a certain level of virality, and he's someone that's outrightly said he's stubborn. So the hate and the criticism as well that he gets for what he does further emboldens him to do what he's doing more and more and more. I just wish more people would disengage with what these culture vultures do. Not Trap Lil Ross, but an Adam 22, a DJ Vlad, who just portray the worst parts of the black and hip hop culture. And on top of that, never give it its truest context. Just portray it as if it's a genuine fact. And I think as a community, we need to, in some ways, learn to engage in this content in a better way. And not just that, I mean, hold ourselves to a higher accountability, not just engage in this zeitgeisty, dopamine hitting kind of content. I wish as well that those women on there who are who doing the 360 and shaking their ass for anyone had a game plan. Think a step ahead, because it's not hard to find someone to turn around and shake ass. I saw you now and I'll forget about you tomorrow. Have a plan. The guys as well, you are judged more by what you say no to than what you say yes to. I know it's hard sometimes as guys, but I wish they understood that. Fuck Adam 22. And I hope you can take from this video that there's so much more context behind these things and behind the stories that you see and the portrayals that you see. We need to be careful of oversexualization because they have real world and detrimental effects to ourselves. But on top of that, we also need to hold ourselves, the watcher, the individual watcher, to a higher light and a higher standard, and disengage when this kind of shit has been shoved down our throat, because it has its links to the most degenerate and low form aspects of how society wants and perhaps potentially still views us to this day. And if you don't want to be viewed as a culture vulture, engage in the culture in its entirety. And if there's something you're ignorant to and something you're unaware to, unlike Adam, don't sit there and spout back as if you know the truest facts. Listen, ask questions, query. But never push back as if you've lived this culture, because you can tell Adam never really lived this. And then to a certain degree, Trap Lil Ross, he never really lived this life, so he doesn't know what comes with it sometimes. So that's why I think he takes it as a fact. But Trap Lil's not the problem. But someone like Adam, spend more time listening to the people who've lived that culture than not. Thank you guys. Thank you for that episode. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm excited to see where this channel goes. Please, if you have any suggestions for a further episode, leave it in the comments. Follow my social medias in the YouTube description, and I'll see you next week. Peace.